I've been impressed with the urgency of doing. Knowing is not enough. We must apply. Being willing is not enough. We must do. Leonardo da Vinci. And my friends, that's what we ask you to do every day. 10 to 15 minutes each and every day in these markets. Practice trading following these charts. I am back, my friends, after a 10-hour flight, 4 hours on the runway, all my flights canceled. I got to hire an Uber to drive me 3.5 hours to finally get home instead of having to spend another day away. But it's good to be back in the saddle. Needless to say, I did not get a show done yesterday because I was on a plane in an airport, unavailable to do anything. It literally took me 25 hours to get home from Europe. I've never had that happen before, but it's over. I'm back. I am sleepy, but I am here. Let's jump into these charts. As we look at the markets, we see stocks are pulling back, gold, Bitcoin pulling back. The only thing that's up, and it's really just flat, are 20-year U.S. government bonds. Let's first jump into the S&P 500. As we look at this week, we can see the week beginning the 8th of July. That was last week. The market hit a high of 563.67. This week, 565.16, so it has gone higher, although it did hammer down for the day. We can see it was down in the morning, a little bit further down in the afternoon, all told 1.40%. But the big hammer down was on the NASDAQ 100. But let's finish looking at what's going on the S&P 500. The Tuesday, Wednesday, 2-day candle is a green spinning top. Again, we have gone higher for the week, but we are definitely pulling back right now. Of course, that green spinning top means some indecision. That's on the 2-day, and we can see the amount of volume there. Lots of volume on the half day. And look at this, we are at Wednesday, and I would say we're headed toward, if we keep having the same kind of volume we've had so far, probably getting up to average or close to average. We haven't been average volume since we almost were there going back to late April. We were above it going all the way back to mid-April. So there's not been a lot of volume. Again, selling may go away, live to trade another day. We don't expect a lot of volume. That's why trading in the summertime is not a great thing to do. Typically, you don't have volume driving things, which means that nefarious players can pull the market back and forth. But down for the day quite a bit. We'll see if that continues. If weakness is striking the market overall, don't know if that's going to happen. We are still long. Let's look at where we are with the NASDAQ 100 now. This is since all the way back in May, at the end of May, and we didn't have that much of a down movement in a 2-day candle. We can see where we're sitting now right on the weekly trend line on the 2-day, have penetrated it on the half day, and we have a doji for the week. The high last week on the NASDAQ was 503.52, 501.01 this week, so we've not hit a higher high. We are still long, but we are looking to see if indeed we should be pulling this trade in the near future, down almost 3%. That is a big down day for the NASDAQ, one we have not seen in quite a while. So we will keep a close eye on things. What do we see going on bonds? As I said, they're about flat, up 0.02, 0.2%, hardly up. Although for the week, we have reached a higher high last week, 94.14. This week, 94.40, not that much higher, but a little bit. We look at where we are on the 2-day candles. Green candle turned in there. High volume. Again, the last time we had average volume on the 20-year U.S. government bonds was all the way back on the week beginning the 24th of June. Not all the way back, just back a few weeks. We look at where we are on the half day, and of course we can see 2 up days. Again, we're not on a trade here because we haven't had any volume. Give us a trade here. So we're just waiting, watching, seeing how bonds are going to end up shaking out. Let's look at gold. Gold down for the day. You can see that happen at the end of the day here on the half day. It was up in the morning, down 0.46%. Look at where it is. We do have the wick pushing through what has been a ceiling here. The candle itself is sitting right there on it. Is it going to move back through, or is gold just going to push on through it? Look at where we are on volume for the week. Nice volume on Wednesday. Already up to average volume. That is good to see. So we'll keep an eye on gold even with the pullback today. You can see on the 2-day how it has blasted through that prior ceiling where gold has stopped. So we'll see what happens with the weekly as we continue to move along. Lastly, we'll take a look at HODL. We have two 2-day candles shoving through quite strongly that weekly trend line on the 2-day. Of course, on the weekly itself, we have pushed through quite strong, going in the opposite direction. And we see where that really happened. That was just a hammer up on Monday morning, up a little further in the afternoon, up on Tuesday, not as much in the afternoon on Tuesday, and then rolling over a little bit on Wednesday. We will keep our eye on things. But as we look, and again, hoping to see volume pick up here, it's not really, it's maybe halfway toward average. We'll see how the week continues to progress, but perhaps we'll be going long on HODL. That is where we are, my friends, when it comes to our 5 ETFs that we review for you every day, including stocks, bonds, gold, and Bitcoin. I am getting ready to record the Charting Cryptos, Commodities, and Currencies and the 3-Wave Trades. Both of those are released to our Patreon members. We do release the Charting Cryptos, Commodities, and Currencies at the end of the week for everybody else. So Patreon members, just check the Patreon page. We always upload everything there. And of course, we email it all to you on Thursdays. We so appreciate you being with us. Thank you for putting up with me yesterday, being unable to do a show. I rarely miss them. The last time that occurred is when I had COVID a year or more ago. So sorry about those travel difficulties, but I'm back in the seat and we are good to go. You have questions, problems, concerns, we always love to hear from you. CW@chartingwealth.com. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.